He's got the one thing. All right, changing of the guard going on in the ice these days in the West. The Kings are the third highest scoring team in the league to this point. They get the Flyers at home tonight. Should be a good test for them.
Oh, it should be. I think when you are one of the elite and you're playing with one of the elites in the league and you can score goals, you want to play the teams that everyone considers one of the best in the league. And I think when you think of Philadelphia right now, with the additions that they've made, this is a great test for a young team that has scored a lot of goals. Guys like Anze Kopitar, they're going to see one of the best defenders in the league in Chris Pronger. So, yeah, great test, and I'm sure they're looking forward to it.
LA Kings fans, you're finally being rewarded for all those terrible, ugly, brutal teams you've had in LA. All the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth draft picks you got year after, the Frolofs, the Kopitars, the Dowdies, everybody that you've got year after year after year, and now it's finally paying dividends. So you deserve it. Enjoy it. Hopefully they'll finish first. Hopefully you'll have a long playoff run because you've been long-suffering fans for a lot of years, and it's good to see all those high picks finally come to
Wait a minute. It's not a terrible history. They had you.
But that was 16 years ago.
No, hey, I would say one thing quick about two things really about the Kings is that Ryan Smith is going to be out for about a month, so that's a problem for them. That's going to hurt them. But I think every game for teams like the Kings, the Coyotes, the Avalanche, right, is really a big game for them because, yeah, against the good teams, you want to really show that you can measure up. And against those teams that aren't so good, you want to show you're professional enough to be there night after night and win and get up for those games. That's the difference. So that's why Detroit is so good, because they can still get up and beat teams that aren't that good night after night after night. That's the mark of a pro. So big test tonight for the Kings, but throughout the season, I think every game for a team like the LA Kings, they're trying to create a winning environment. Every night's a big night.
To your point, they've had a 5-game road trip already. They've had a 6-game road trip already. They've only played 5 home games in 6 weeks, and they're still one of the leaders in the West. That's a good start to the season.
Travel in the West is so much tougher than travel in the East. That's why I always say if you can win in the West and be a team like Detroit that wins 50, 60 games year after year with that travel, you can't believe it. The New York Rangers are never out of their own beds. They're home every night after a game, where in the West you go on 2-week road trips. Look at Vancouver. They're on the road for a whole month because of the Olympics this year. So travel in the West is very, very tough.
Much easier. I played in Colorado, I played in Dallas, and it is a lot tougher in the West. But I think when you have a young team, guys like to get on the road. I know when I was young and I was with the guys on the road, I absolutely loved it. It didn't bother me whether we were at home or on the road. It really didn't. Yes, the travel is tougher in the West, but I think guys love being together at dinners, away in a different city, love being in those things together. And I think that's a big reason for a young team that it doesn't affect them as much being on the road.
Flyers, the team on the road tonight, so we'll see how they do.